Greetings fellow Whovians and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. I hope you've all had a fantastic holiday season. Well, you've got to have, because we've got a brand new Doctor Who Christmas special. The first in 6 years. The Church on Ruby Road. This will be my spoiler talk review. Spoilers aplenty, you have been warned. And please hit the subscribe button, that'll really help out this channel. But more importantly, this video is dedicated to the late Richard Franklin, who sadly passed away on Christmas Day morning, and we found out of the news in the evening on Christmas Day. Obviously, he was most famous for playing Captain Mike Yates in the classic Doctor Who era. And yeah, really sad news this, and thoughts and prayers go out to all of his family and loved one at this sad time. Rest in peace. Okay, so just in case you don't know the plot, this episode centres around the introduction of Ruby Sunday, who, as a baby, was left at a church in the stroke of midnight some 19 years ago. Fast forward to the present day, her adoptive mother is now fostering a newborn. Whilst Ruby is looking after the brand new baby, it has been suddenly taken by a group of goblins, who will be using it to feed the Goblin King. These goblins are also the cause of mischievous accidents surrounding Ruby and whoever comes to contact with her. Watching from afar, though, is a mysterious man who lives in a blue police box, ready to take action, and his name is the Doctor. Let's talk about Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor. This is his first full debut episode as the Doctor, and even though we did get a little bit of an appearance, quite a special appearance I'd say, in the Giggle in the 60th anniversary episode, this is his full debut episode, and 2 minutes into this episode he absolutely convinced me that he was the Doctor. Obviously bringing his own spin on things, bringing that bright, enthusiastic, bubbly energy to him, particularly on the dance floor, and him singing as well. Yeah, those elements I was absolutely fine with. I'll get to the singing a little bit later in this review, but yeah, the dancing part of it, you know, it absolutely, it's something different. I think it's something we haven't really seen before with the Doctor, and yeah, I can see why he got the part. Yeah, I couldn't fault his performance at all. He reminds me in terms of, I feel like it's going to be a bit like Matt Smith, where the episodes might not be the strongest, but he's certainly going to bring something into those episodes. There might be like a highlight of the week type of thing. I felt from Ncuti Gatwa that there was elements of previous Doctors as well. When I can't remember the specific scene, but he just barges past Ruby to get on with sort of exploring what he wanted to see. And I felt that very much like the Fourth Doctor, being that sort of alien persona that Tom Baker did so well. And I also thought there was elements of the Eighth Doctor when he was having that conversation with the policeman and pretty much predicting the future, or that policeman's future. I felt that was very much a bit like the Eighth Doctor in the TV movie when he was telling that person to go for the second question in the exam. So some raw emotions, especially when he's talking about the adoption and his own adoption. So he sees Ruby as a baby at the church, and seeing that he's been dropped off by a mysterious woman. He doesn't go to this lady to have a sneaky look. I would have done. I don't know why he hasn't, or is that to be revealed sometime further in the future? So we got those types of emotions. And when there was talking about adopting, is it Lily, the newborn baby, fostering the newborn baby, and obviously mentioning that I'm an adopted baby. There's, you know, I don't know my full backstory. So again, if that could be the sort of themes that we're really exploring, maybe as the 15th Doctor, because I kind of predicted with some of the outfits that he's been wearing, and there's going to be a change of several outfits throughout season 1 of Doctor Who coming in May, that I feel like he's doing that because he doesn't quite know his full identity. He knows himself to a certain extent, but the rest of it is still a mystery. And I think sort of pairing that up with Ruby Sunday's sort of backstory of being an adopted child, it kind of sort of mirrors that sort of shared view and maybe some contrasting points of view in the future. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing more of Ncuti, especially the sort of raw emotions. I want to see him angry. I want to see him sort of what he would do to deal with anger. This episode was also the debut of Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday, and I thought she did a pretty good performance. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more for her to give. This is kind of just a sort of gentle introduction to Ruby, and I'm sure quite a few people have probably been a bit skeptical with her mainly being associated with the British soap Coronation Street. But no, I'm quite sort of comfortable in her role. It was surprising when she was announced as the new companion, but so was Billie Piper, so was Bonnie Langford, so on and so forth. But yeah, I thought she did a really good performance. I think she surprised me a bit more, if I'm brutally honest. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else she brings to the table in future episodes. There was also a guest appearance from TV presenter Davina McCall. Now, if you're not really as known about Davina, yeah, very popular TV presenter in the UK, Big Brother, in The Masked Singer as well. She's one of the judges in The Masked Singer UK, and also does her own TV program based around family, reuniting families, and all the hard work they do to try and trace long lost families. So it was quite fun to see her mirroring that in this episode as well. And at first I thought, well, anyone could have really done that role, but considering she's not an actress by trade, I thought she did a quite a good job. Particularly the scene where she phones Ruby back and says, "Oh, we've tried to find your family, couldn't find any sort of DNA traces, any medical histories. So we're at an absolute dead point." And then she's mentioned, have you been having accidents? Because since I've seen you, I've been having so much bad luck, even got trampled on by a moose. So that was the bit that convinced me of actually Davina did do a good job here. Like I said, not being an actress by trade, I thought that was a good performance. One scene or scenes that I do feel many Whovians have been talking about quite a lot leading up to the episode being debuted on Christmas Day is the Goblin song. And just the overall sort of themes really of this episode. It does remind me of Labyrinth, absolutely. Definitely not the Goblin King though. That's no one can beat David Bowie, absolutely not. But yeah, the song itself, I found it really catchy and fun. Yeah, not surprised it didn't get Christmas #1, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with that song, and just yeah, it's just stuck in my head, absolutely stuck in my head, to the point now where I'm just repeating the same lyric. The main one is better than beef. So instead of singing the main lyrics, I'm just going better than beef, better than beef, better than beef, better than beef, 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 beef better than, yeah, I'm ain't enough now. So yeah, and then we got the Doctor and Ruby having to make their own lyrics up as they sing to the Goblin King. And yeah, I could see people might cringe on this, but I thought it was fine. Again, it just adds that extra sort of persona for the 15th Doctor, adds the persona of Ruby being the singer in a band as well, sort of just adding a bit more sort of layer to a backstory. And together, yeah, it was just a made up song. I don't want to see this in every episode of them breaking out into song, but I felt here it was just fun, it was cheesy, but it got away with it. I do feel that the final third of this story just kind of lost its way. There was just something that was just not quite right. I've only seen it once, so I will have to go back and rewatch it. So probably will do that very shortly. Don't know what it is. It's just something that was just not quite clicking right. After we had that wonderful heroic adventure with the Doctor and Ruby rescuing the baby off the pirate ship, the Goblin ship, and then we just had this weird sort of motion where Ruby disappeared. The Doctor went back in time, killed the Goblin King just out of nowhere. No fair warning, no nothing. So yeah, I don't know. It just didn't quite sit with me. and Mrs. Time Wine Review was watching with me live, and I said, "Are you following this?" And she was a bit lost as well. So let me know in the comments if you felt the same way. However, something to really keep us on our toes and talk about up until the new series comes out in May is Mrs. Flood. This is played by Anita Dobson, and when her character first appeared and arguing with a fellow neighbour Abdul about the police box being planted in the middle of the street, I thought, I wonder if she's going to be just this bigoted, xenophobic person, just basically every vile troll that you find on social media all rolled into one. But then, whoa, we got something a bit new. I mean, I would have been fine with the troll lady, but no, we've got something a bit more. With her saying, "Have you not seen a TARDIS before?" directly at the fourth wall, breaking that fourth wall on the screen. And yeah, I know Ruby's door had a blue door, but hers is a blue door. So yeah, who is she? What are your theories? Let me know in the comments, please, because it could be anything really. Could it be a future a future version of Ruby? There's been rumors of it being the Rani with flood rains and all connecting to the Rani. What else we've had? We've had Rose Tyler's name being bantered around. I'm wondering if it could be something connected with Susan. I keep saying that Susan is long overdue return. Could it be Susan's great granddaughter? I'm going to give The Church on Ruby Road a TARDIS rating of 7 out of 10. I don't think this is going to be my favourite of all the Doctor Who Christmas specials. Like I said, that final third did lose me a bit towards the end. I wasn't bored, but just couldn't quite figure out the sort of structure of the story, in my opinion. Again, it could be me missing something, but I did have a fun time with this episode nonetheless. Great introduction from Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. Fantastic performance by Ncuti Gatwa in his full debut as the 15th Doctor. I think those two as a pairing is going to be great. I think Ncuti is going to be just nailing it week in, week out. Like I said early in this review, I think if there is going to be maybe a less sort of more memorable episode of Doctor Who, he's going to be memorable. There's going to be a scene stealer in every episode of Doctor Who coming up, I imagine. Those two together as pairing, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a very interesting companionship to explore further along down the line. I think there's going to be an interesting roadmap. Very much looking forward to the new season of Doctor Who coming up in May. Particularly a shot that I saw of the 15th Doctor with the character that Jonathan Groff will be playing. I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of sexual tension going on there. I feel like there's going to be maybe a kiss and something that will be a conflict of interest between Jonathan's character and the 15th Doctor, and it's going to end in heartache. Plus, we've got the return of Yasmin Finney and Bonnie Langford to look forward to, as well as Kate Stewart. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time of Doctor Who, but let me know in the comments below your thoughts to The Church on Ruby Road. Is this your favourite out of the Doctor Who Christmas specials? If not, what is your favourite? And also let me know your theories to who is Mrs. Flood. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the cloister bell for more notifications. Come say hello and follow me on Facebook and X. And do check out my other fantastic Doctor Who related content on the Timey Wimey Review TikTok page and right here on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. Again, thank you very much for watching, your support over this year. Enjoy your festive holidays, the remaining festive holidays, and I'll see you in the new year. And as the good doctor once said, a ladder in the sky, and you thought, yeah, I'll have a go on that, babes.